always messing with somebody, and they're like screaming at them every day and pushing them and closing their locker, starting rumors about them.
They just always picking on people, but they have a lot of insecurities because one, his name is John, and he's dyslexic and he has a bunch of speech problems, and his parents divorced when he was very young, so I guess he just tries to take all that pain out on other people.
Some people are, the bullies in middle school are mostly, they verbally bully, they ostracize, and it's a lot about social groups and cliques. Basically, bullies, they make fun of people for not wearing the right clothes or having the right hair or having the right friends or doing things or having same activities as other people.
Can you imagine how it feels as a child to spend 30 minutes doing classwork only to have another student walk by your desk, grab your paper, crumble it, and throw it in the trash can?
Because they close my locker, they push me, they make everybody hate me. They actually have had everybody hate me for a whole week.
Can you imagine how it feels to be tripped deliberately by a student, by a classmate, and have everyone just point and laugh at you?
Because I know that could be me. But because it's not me, I should be thankful, but I want to help this person, but I don't want to get picked on myself. So I have a lot of mixed feelings going on.
I feel bad because most of the time when people bully, there's no actual, like, sometimes when they bully, what they're saying doesn't make any sense at all if you listen to it. Basically, it's just they're trying to say things to make somebody feel bad or insecure, and it's really sad to see people getting bullied like that.
It's not fair to say that people don't care. I think it's just that they don't know. And so we're here to let you know.
Hello, my name is Charlie Macklin. I'm the story behind the Coco and Friends project. I'm also a survivor of 3 failed attempts of suicide that began when I was the age of 8 years old.
To come in and find out that your child would rather sleep and never wake up is not a good place to be.
The story behind the project is basically the story of my little sister, Charlie Macklin. She went through incidences in school where she was being bullied, and she tried to take her life. She tried to take pills and end her life because of the emotional turmoil that she was going through at school.
I started this project because when she was going through her issues with bullying and situations that were occurring in her school, I couldn't find any resources to help her. And as she said, there were no people in the staff that were empathetic to what she was going through because everyone seemed to think that it was just children being children and that this was a rite of passage.
Bullying distorts everything in a child's life. And when a child grows up and feels that the bullying will never stop, and there's no hope for it, and every day they have to deal with someone telling them they're too dark, too ugly, too fat, or everybody hates them, hope dies eventually. And once hope dies, there's nothing left.
But as a parent, I felt helpless.
We can't let another child's hope die. It'll only result in a Columbine or suicide, or both.
With the Coco and Friends anti-bullying program, we're not attempting to create a utopia, but we are planning on making an impact and changing the way young people view themselves, view each other, and really making the environment safe like it used to be.
My son and another guy were talking, having a good time. A group of 5 or 6 other kids rolled in. They saw them. My son was the new kid in school. They posted guards, and they jumped on him and came close to hurting him pretty bad.
I was just playing around with this one kid, and the dude came up behind me and put me in a chokehold, basically. And then he let me go, and another guy started messing around, and it was all in my school's locker room. And they had a guy go and look out to make sure the coach wasn't coming.
It's frustrating. It angers you. We have an expectation as parents that from the time we put our child on the bus, drop them off at the school door, that they're going to be in a safe and controlled environment where there's adult supervision, where there is adequate professional security these days. That's not always the case.
Right then, the kid that put me in the chokehold ran by me and said, "I know you told Coach on me." And so my first response was anger, and I said, "You put me in a chokehold, what do you think I'm going to do?"
What everyone at the administrative level tells me is that we are understaffed and underfunded. And we hear that about everything when there's a problem.
And then I suddenly feel something on the back of my neck, and then I hear him go, "Tell Coach on me now," and I realize this guy just hit me on the back of the neck.
And it's not always a result of their child doing something that they shouldn't have done to get into that situation. It's random and it's rampant.
I think that the reason that we have bullies in school is because the people that do bully, they're going through something. And the only way they can express what they're going through without being made fun of is to pick on other kids.
Because they have insecurities and they don't know how to express their feelings. They don't know anyone to talk to, and they just need a friend, I guess.
Sometimes people bully if they're jealous, or if the other person has something that they don't have.
I think in middle school it's worse.
Sometimes people bully because of competition. They think that if the other person has something, like if the other person has a nice sense of style or something and they're both competing for the same guy, then they'll say stuff like, "You look ugly," or "Your clothes don't match."
I feel bad because it's not right. No one should have to go through things like that. And I try to help the situation because it shouldn't be like that, because you wouldn't want somebody picking on you or talking about you.
I'm kind of used to it. I mean, I've been bullied pretty much since kindergarten.
Because I was bullied in elementary school and middle school.
I think that when somebody's getting bullied and you have a crowd watching the person getting bullied and they don't tell nobody, I think it's because for once those kids that are watching are happy about themselves because they're not the ones being mistreated.
Because they don't want to be, seen as an enemy to the cool people or to the people who are higher up on the food chain in school, and they just don't want to make anything any worse than it is.
It makes me feel bad because I can't do anything about it, because if they're weak, then I know I'm weak, because I've never been able to stand up to a bully because I'm afraid they're going to hit me. And I don't do very well with pain.
We don't need to have any more of our children fearful of going into a school environment because a bully might pick on them.
With the Not on Our Watch program, we're creating, or recreating, if you will, the old African proverb, "It takes a village to raise a child."
We are attempting to eradicate bullying in schools as the best way we can, and to eliminate school violence.
We're bridging the gap between the teachers and the students and the administrators in such a way where you can't help but feel safe when you're in a community environment.
And we are going to be there. We aren't just going to be a fly-by-night 2-week or 4-week program.
So what we've done is we've taken our anti-bullying program and we've gone to the next level by introducing a community factor that is going to really begin to hone in on what makes a child feel most safe, and that's when a child knows people are watching them and that the people who are watching them actually care.
Now, Not on Our Watch, we are your advocate, and we will not let you experience what my little sister experienced.
People are getting bullied, and it's getting worse because some kids are starting to become suicidal and they're killing themselves because of the bullying.
I think we should have more organizations helping with bullying and people who have been bullied, just to cure it.
People need to open their eyes more, because no one looks at these kind of things, or they just kind of pass it off as, I don't know, teasing, or just it's a phase. But it's not.
They won't tell you that there's bullying, but believe me, there is bullying.
For them, every day they have to deal with the loneliness, the fear, and humiliation of being bullied with no hopes of anything ever changing.
And if we can't get the city administrators, the teachers, the parents, and the students in Huntsville to see that something has to be done, then this battle is already lost.
Parents need to know that it's happened. I think a lot of parents don't realize the bullies and what they do at school, and I think they need to realize the ways they can stop it.
I guess if somebody would give them enough attention and try and help them with their insecurities and try and help them, then maybe they would quit.
As parents, as hard as it is, we're going to have to take the time to be there. You know, they have to see us. They have to know we're there, that we're watching, that we care.
This project was birthed out of what happened to my daughter right here in Huntsville, Alabama. And if we as a community and we as parents can't come together and say that something has to be done, we don't want to bury any more of our children because of how other children are treating them.
We improve the response we get from our children, from other students, from teachers, and from administrators when they know that we intend to be there and we intend to be a part of this process.
I'm asking all of the officials, all of the parents, the city administrators and the teachers to come together. Let's do something. Let's do something to help save our children. We have to. It's all in our hands.